Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lena, this is Lena's Bookshelf, and today I have an unhaul, and this unhaul is going to be all the books that I'm putting on my Pango Books bookstore. I'll link my page down below, but if you're unfamiliar with Pango Books, it's basically a site where you can resell books, and it's super easy. I literally just scan the barcode on the book and take a picture of it and put in what my price is, and it tells me how much I'll make after shipping and everything, and you can just print a label and ship them. It's super easy, and I've bought from Pango Books quite a bit, and I was really surprised how easy it is to list things on Pango Books and sell them. They do make it really easy and really user friendly. So I'm just gonna go through all of these books, and these are all gonna be ones that will be available on my Pango storefront. So these are gonna be in no particular order. I think all of these are books that I have actually read. Some of them were just fine, some of them I didn't like, but I've just decided that there's too many good books out there for me to keep 3-star books. So I've decided that unless it's a book that I feel like I might read again, or something that has some sort of significance to me or something, I'm gonna try and not hold on to 3-star books. I'm gonna try to only hold on to 4- and 5-star books, at least for now. So the first book I have is We Are the Brennans, and this is a literary fiction about a Irish family who owns a bar, and it's very much a character study on siblings and sibling relationships and things like that. It was fine. I gave it 3 stars, but I definitely think that somebody else would really enjoy this book. The next book I have is A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins, and I read this last month, and if you watched my June wrap-up, you would know that I love this cover. I was so sad that I hated the book, and I even said, like, I might hold on to this just because the cover is beautiful. But just because the cover is beautiful does not mean I need it, since I gave it 2 stars. So, and it's in really good condition. I bought it new, and so I hope that somebody else enjoys this more than I did. The next book I have is Like a Sister. This was a 3-star. It was fine, a good murder mystery, but it had a lot of good social commentary, and so I think somebody else definitely should have the opportunity to read this instead of it sitting on my shelf. Next, we have The Shadows by Alex North. This book, I couldn't even tell you what it was about anymore. I remember like one of the twists, but I know that Alex North is a pretty popular author, and so I'm sure somebody else can enjoy this book. Next, I have The Push by Ashley Audrain, and originally I was keeping this just to have it for reference because I do love other books that have this trope. I just really didn't like this one. I think I gave it 2 stars. And I just kind of decided, you know, why do I need to keep a book that I didn't like just because it's pretty iconic right now in the booktube community. So this one is going to a home of somebody who will hopefully enjoy it more than I did. The next book I have is The Girl in the Mirror. Again, this was fine, just nothing spectacular, nothing to write home about. I gave it 3 stars, and I just don't need to keep mediocre thrillers when I could be making room on my shelf for great thrillers. Next, we have A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCreight. I've enjoyed other books by Kimberly McCreight, but this is probably my least favorite. And this is a legal thriller, and I just didn't feel like there was enough character development. I didn't feel like there was enough plot development. It was lacking a lot for me. Next, we have The Winter Sister by Megan Collins, and this one I debated keeping because I really do like other books by Megan Collins. So even though I've liked other books by Megan Collins, why would I keep one that I didn't like? It's not like I'm collecting Megan Collins books or something, which I shouldn't. I'm trying not to do. I'm trying not to collect all of an author's books just to have all of the author's books. If I don't like it, I should get rid of it. Next book I have is Emma in the Night. I got this book from Book of the Month, and people said it had like cult vibes in it. It doesn't. That's like maybe 1 chapter of it. This is weird. It was unrealistic. I hated all the characters. It just, yeah, nope, not for me. Next book I have is Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk, and I did read this last month. I just read a different version, so I actually had 2 of this book. This one was unhauled to me by a coworker, and so I like the other one better, and I am gonna hold on to that one for now. Even though I only gave it 3 stars, I'm still gonna hold on to it. I know, because I have this whole collection of Chuck Palahniuk books. I need to stop doing this. But I definitely didn't need 2 copies of Fight Club. Next, we have Blue Ticket. This has a really interesting premise, dystopian type of premise, and it didn't follow through. It was very lacking. The synopsis was not at all what the book was about. So this one was pretty disappointing, and it's a beautiful cover, and I love the deckled edges, but yeah, this can find a new home now. Next, we have The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, and I got this on like super sale on Amazon one day. I just saw that it was on sale, and I read it a year or 2 back, and it's still in like pretty much pristine condition. I didn't really enjoy this. I'm not really a fantasy type of reader, and this is a little bit too much fantasy for me. I can do some very, very light, like magical realism type of fantasy, but this is a little bit too much. Next, I have I See You by Sophie McIntosh. I actually DNF'd this after about 150 pages. The synopsis tells you about the first chapter of the book, and then after that it goes somewhere completely different that I just didn't care about. So I did DNF this, and I know a couple of other friends that had this on their shelf and they also unhauled it, so don't feel bad about this one. Next, I have If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy. I got this because I needed a fairy tale retelling to meet a prompt for a challenge that I did with my Facebook book club that I'm a part of, and it was fine, a cute little Cinderella story. So it was a cute romance, and I'm sure somebody else would love to read it. Next, I have Never Tell by Lisa Gardner, and I've read a couple of Lisa Gardner books. She writes a lot of series, or she follows like the same detectives or the same characters, and I think I didn't really realize that going into it. And this was a pretty basic domestic thriller. I couldn't really tell you much of anything about it, so it's gonna find a new home. And last, we have The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. This was just, I DNF'd this. I did not finish it. It was boring. This little girl gets lost in the woods and she thinks she's talking to Tom Gordon, who I think is a baseball player, but yeah, it was boring. I DNF'd it. It's the only Stephen King book that I've DNF'd. I've liked pretty much everything I've read by him. Those are all the books that I'm unhauling that I'm putting on my Pango bookstore. If you're interested in any of these, definitely go check that out. Order some books from me. I will ship them to you. Please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.